Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action here at the Mohegan Sun. The PDC US Open, time to meet the players. An all-European affair, firstly from England. It's the ace, Chris Mason, and from the Netherlands, it's mighty Michael van Gerwen. Well, our markers at the ball, Gary Wood and Scott Gibling. Our referee in charge of the action is Russ Bray. So let's join our commentary team, Rod Harrington and Stuart Pike.
Well, when I was looking at the draw for this 2007 US Open, this is one that I thought that we may be watching here on the main stage at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. The Dutch wonder kid Michael van Gerwen against the darting enigma that is Chris Mason. It could be something very special.
Yeah, it certainly is. We've got two of the most talented players in the game. Van Gerwen has burst onto the scene, and when this young man gets into a groove, he's hard to stop. But what Chris Mason's got to do, perhaps bring a little bit of gamesmanship into it. He's got to slow him down, because if this young man really does fire, the only thing that does stop him is perhaps slowing him down, and of course, that's all in the game.
Well, this is a third round match here at the US Open. The winner will go through to the last 32. And I can tell you elsewhere, don't forget there's 31 other boards in action here in Connecticut. And Andy Smith, the Pie Man, and Wes Newton are the first two players to go through to the last 32 of the US Open. The likes of James Wade and Vincent van der Voort, they'll be playing off for a place in that last 32.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All the big names,
First
Barlow,
leg,
Taylor,
Michael.
we've just seen Kevin Pater, Estelle. So here we go, Van Gerwen against Mason. Stand by, this could be terrific.
Yeah, it's certainly good. There's one thing it's going to be, Stuart. It's going to be fast and furious, because they both don't hang about. Chris Mason has had the potential, and we've talked about him for years now, and just gone off the top, as I would call it, over the last couple of years. He tends to beat himself up a bit too much. He needs to just relax, play the game that he knows he can play. And if he does that, he's a threat to anyone.
96.
Yeah, you'll notice when Van Gerwen, the first dart goes underneath that treble 20 bed, he doesn't like it. It's the worst possible dart, and he will go down for cover. But that's a great first dart for Chris Mason. Unlucky there with a deflection off the barrel.
125.
A great adjustment. On his day, Mason can be absolutely brilliant. When it isn't his day, well, everyone knows that he can be awful. Doesn't seem to be any grey area with Chris Mason.
No, there's no in-between. I think perhaps that's one thing of Chris's game he's got to learn. Sometimes you're not going to play well, but you have to grind the result out. Even the Taylor and Barnvelds and the Bristows, you know, at times they have to grind the result out. But Chris and a few others I can mention, you know, they don't seem to do that.
100.
Well, it's about 3 months ago that Michael van Gerwen switched camps. Took the great leap of darting faith from the BDO over to the PDC to take on the likes of Chris Mason, Phil Taylor and Ray Barnett on a regular basis. Great shooting by Van Gerwen, but Mason a chance here to win the first leg.
Chris, you require 78.
Against the throw.
Yeah, that's a bad dart from Chris. One thing you don't do is miss big numbers, and he's missed an ideal opportunity there to take the first leg.
Michael, you require 60.
And now Van Gerwen on 60, a 20 for double top.
The World Masters champion, double top it is for the Dutch teenager. And Mason had his chance, didn't take it. Van Gerwen needed just one dart. Place in the last 32, up for grabs.
Yeah, Chris had a great opportunity of nicking the throw.
100.
You know, I've said it in comms many times. You've got to stop missing big numbers. They cost you, and it certainly cost Mason there.
59.
And the speed of this young man. And you know what I like about him as well, Stuart? He can count. He uses the board. You His percentage thrown for a young man in the game is very good.
Well, Mason not liking that that second dart, but
101.
Van Gerwen, arguably one of the most naturally gifted darts players that we've certainly seen,
140.
certainly in the modern era, maybe ever.
Yeah, and when you look at his throw, it's one of the most basic throws. If you're going to teach someone how to throw, Stu, I mean, it's straight down the line. Then Mason brings it to the side of his cheek. We watch Van Gerwen, he just brings it to his nose. Straight follow through, as we see it here. It's straight up and straight through. That's about as basic as it gets.
It's just great adjustment, isn't it?
98.
You just don't know
Chris,
which
you
way
require
Van Gerwen is
160.
going to go. But 160 for Mason. We'll stay up there. Yeah, lovely from Mason.
140.
Great darts from Mace the Ace, and Van Gerwen looking to put pressure on. Another one would.
100.
Well, this is what's been letting
Chris,
Mason
you
down of
require
late.
20.
Miss doubles. He's going to have 3 clear, double 10. If you're going to miss it, just outside will do good. But he
Game
did
shown
first dart,
the
straight in the
second
middle.
Chris
When a player, when you're up there, that's the one thing you want to see. Dart going the double first time, and that's what it's all about. Now we've got a game on our hands.
58.
Well, yet again, Van Gerwen struggling with his cover shots, and another good opportunity here for Chris Mason.
140.
Just two great players. You know, when you see them in action, you
140.
great reply as well from Van Gerwen.
Yeah, certainly Mason up to over 106 average, and Van Gerwen only just on 94. A big difference. But Mason, that's a good dart for Chris. He'd be very disappointed he didn't put the second one in the treble.
57.
But you've seen quite a lot of Michael Van Gerwen live, as it were, Rod, over the last year or so. Brilliant adjustment there from the young man. How good is he?
Oh, his talent is unquestionable. When he's on fire, he really is a great player. But like any great player, you've got to get into them, do to them what they do to you. And I've seen Michael lose a few games. I see Alan Warren have beat him in Gibraltar, and Alan Warren has slowed him right down, and he got very frustrated. And although you don't like to see it in the game, it is part of the game, and if it works for you, then you have to do it.
Well, didn't qualify for the latter stages of the IDL, the International Darts League in Holland a week or so ago, but in the group stages he did beat Phil Taylor again, and
Michael,
seems
you
to have a
require
great record, doesn't he, against Taylor?
145.
145. Has his own way, doesn't he? Yeah, what a great last start.
121.
Meaning you would
Chris,
think
you
Mason had to
require
take out
160.
160.
Well, this is a big task for Chris. He needed the first dart, looking good. It weren't. Van Gerwen set it up very well to set her on. The boy can count. He wants double 12 for the first set.
Michael, you require 24.
First to 3 sets. Good marker for Van
Game
Gerwen.
shown in the
And he
first
takes
set.
it. Terrific stuff
Michael
from the young
Van Gerwen.
Dutchman. First to 3. First blood to Van Gerwen. He leads 1-0.